Hello, welcome back. All right, so we got a new phone. Doug said that the charging and the little things that were a problem with my phone was due to the fact that it was like a number 9 and they were all the way to 25s now. So I had it. I don't even know, I like 12 to 15 years is some ridiculous amount of time. I'm like, no way. Yeah, well, time does fly, apparently. So he got me a new phone. How do I use this and do the things I was doing before? I'm not sure. So here's our tester. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show you the things I purchased this week because of you enablers, and there are a few of you that have been enabling me. Stop it. No. Anyway, so there was a set of needles on Amazon that Shannon showed us, and I thought, you know what? I never have enough. I never have enough of the sizes that I want. And for $16, what the heck? Let's go ahead and see if this is any good. This one was on Amazon. I don't know if it is anymore, but it's a set of knitting needles, and it's perfect for the beginner, I think, from what I saw on her channel. What a nice case this is. I mean, they were selling these cases for $16, for heaven's sakes, with nothing in them. And I'm like, this has got a case that is, it's really nice. It is really, really nice. I can't believe how nice it is. Okay, so what do you get for $16? Well, everything. You get a whole entire set. And these are red, which I don't have a red set. So, okay, all right, got a red set now. And they go from 5.5 all the way down to 3 on this side. And then on this side, they go from 6 all the way up to 10. So holy cats, right? Wow. These are, okay. All right, these are in there pretty good. But I wanted to show that these are the red lace. Look at that. Now, I'm not going to say that they are exactly the same as ones that I have, but darn it, they look like it. So I'm going to go ahead and cast something on with these real quick now. I just have to, because I want to see if they actually are as good as the others. And I'm not going to say that name because, you know, if you know, you know. So anyway, I couldn't believe it. So there's 3 of these in here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I don't want to take them out because then I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can take it out. I'll take one of them out. There we go. So yeah, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So there's 3 of these in here, different sizes, like we like. And let's get it back in there. I don't know if it tells me somewhere in here what sizes, what length these are, but hey, I don't care. I don't care. They even have the numbers along the side for you to put them back in the cases correctly. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this set is this nice for $16. Anyway, yeah, because I think I paid for just half a set $100 or more, right? And some of them, the ones that were like $68, I didn't even like the cords at all. I'm like, I don't like this set. So certain ones I wasn't turned off on. And what else is in here? Oh, look at all the stuff. There's a pair of those clippers. So I don't get how to use those as good as sometimes, but there are the tools to extend your cords longer, and then your key to tighten them down. They have a few stitch markers in here, which is great. Never have enough of them. You could leave them in here. These are the needle stoppers that go on the end, and they're just different ones that they happen to pick out. The hand signal one, hand signs. There's another. Whoops, you got away from me. There wasn't a package with those in, so they were just loose in there. Those keys. I probably should put the keys in here. Yeah, probably. There's a smaller one. Perfect. So it actually come with 4. And there is, I'm not sure why this is in here. What it's for. It's a circle. Perfect circle. There are needles. These are not plastic needles. They are metal. I love these. I keep a set in here in my craft room. I keep a set by my chair in the living room of these metal ones. Always. All different sizes. And then it even came with a gauge. Perfect. So I think this is pretty cool. And I don't need to start a new sweater. But because I have new needle set, new yarn, which I'm going to show you. It's not new on the market. It's just new to me. Because I did take a little trip into Michael's yesterday. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to show you what I got at Michael's too. And tell you my experience there. Alright, so we're going to go. This is cool. So I did pick out a pattern, and I'm going to use the yarn I got yesterday, which I'm going to show you. And my new needle set. So that's going to be a new sweater on the needles. And I do not need a new sweater on the needles. But if you know, you know. I need to finish one. There's one very close to being finished that I need to finish. Look at that. Look at that. That's cool. So that was on Amazon. Like I said, I don't know if they have any more, but that's beautiful. Okay, so what did I get at Michael's? I am telling you what. Miss Beverly posted a cuddle along project, and I freaked out. Now, way back when, I used to love the lamb chop. My husband knows that I loved the lamb chop. I thought it was the funniest thing. I loved her and her lamb chop. And Beverly posted, and as soon as I saw the lamb chop, I was like, that's the lamb chop. And it's not, but my heavens, I had to have it. I knew where she got it. But it has to be made. So that means I have to figure this out so that I can have a lamb chop. And she, of course, would make it for me. I know she would. But for $5, come on, Chris, you can try it. It's on clearance at Michael's in the clearance aisle. So it jumped right in my cart. You know it did. Anyway, I opened it up, and all of the things you need are in here. There's a big bag. These were vacuum sealed, so they were really, really just tight together like that, and they poofed right out. And there's all kinds of colors in here for everything you need for the eyes, which, yeah. Now, way back when Stephanie was doing Christmas with me, I received this from Stephanie. So I know there's a use for this, which I will someday use. And it's been sitting in my tool cup or glass on my desk here for a couple years now. But I have used it, I think, once before. And she likes to she told me that she likes to use that because you can go all the way through the animal, the stuffy, with that needle. And I'm like, good, I'll keep it for a rainy day. So anyway, I was looking in here. Here's instructions for English and I believe Spanish. I took that other one out. I don't know how to read Spanish, so. And then they have needle and a little needle and a stitch marker. I guess you could probably use the little one if you don't need a big one, but. And then the polyfill. So those are all in there. Plus, for $5 this is, you guys. And I think the regular price was $9.99, so they're not that much. These needles, though, and I always call them that. These are hooks, I know. But I am not sure that I can use a hook like this. So, Beverly, if you're watching this, do you use the hooks in these kits? Or do you improvise with your own? And it says right in the pattern, because I read most of it already, do not use a different hook or you'll run out of yarn. So here I am. I want to get started on this, but I want to get started on my, oh my gosh, I have too many things going on. But how fun is it? It's got to be, you got to have, do what brings you joy, right? Do what brings you joy. So we'll work on it eventually. But at least I got one before they're all gone. That's my point here. I have one before they are gone. All right, what else did I get there? I got a small painting kit from the clearance. It was a box of paints and some markers and some small paint brushes and things for Felicity because they were on clearance, and hey, it was a great price and it was a great kit, and I threw it in my cart for her because she's getting older and she can use that. And then I went over, okay, here's the story. The story that I wanted to tell eventually when I got to this part of the video. So I'm over in the aisles, I'm looking at out the yarn, I'm not seeing anything new. Nothing. Nothing that I want, anyway. Hardly any yarn in the aisles. You know how they a lot of times will have yarn in the aisles? Well, they had maybe 1 or 2 racks in the middle of the walking aisle, and they're empty. So it's like, all right, well, there's no new yarn. So I walked over to the only 2 aisles we have. We have 1 full, no, we have 2 full and 1 half full. And that's it. So we have 5 literally. And then as you round the corner, that's where your hooks and needles and things are. And that's it. So walked up and down every aisle, and they had moved things around a little, but basically it was all the same. Everything I looked at was the same, and I hadn't been there in I don't even know, at least 2 months. I know time flies, and it probably was either longer or the last time I went in, I didn't buy anything. Who knows? But I was looking at the facets, and a lot of the bins and the facet colors were empty. And for some reason, this one color caught my eye, and I picked it up, and it was not only facets, loops and threads facets, but it had a little bit of stellina in it. You could see just a little bit of sparkle. I'm like, they don't all have that. This one is unique. And like a lot of times, it was a brown with some gold, and I took a liking to it because I'm like that. Well, I looked up and down the whole entire row of facets, and there wasn't another one. There was only one. So I reached down and I pulled open the bottom cabinet. You know, the cubby hole cabinet underneath where they hide extra or whatever. And the minute that I did, a woman that worked there was walking by, and she immediately stopped and said, "Excuse me." So I froze. And she said to me, "Those lower bins are used for excess. There's no need to open them." I thought, well, fine, I'll just leave. You don't want me shopping in your store? I'm sorry, but that's the way I felt. Immediately was put off. I'm thinking, what in the heck is wrong with you? I am, oh, whatever. Okay. So all right. So I close it. And I turned to her and I said, well, I was looking to see if maybe there was another one of these because there's only one on the shelf. Oh, well, I'll scan it for you. And I'm telling you, she talked just like that. So I turned it and she scanned it and she goes, "Yep, you're right. There's only one." "Well, you know, we might have another order next week." I said, "No, that's okay. I don't need it that bad." And I put it back on the shelf. And she was gone. Like, she literally was gone. So, anywho, I didn't leave. I didn't leave. But rude, please. I guess you don't want me shopping in your store. Okay, so this is the one I ended up with. So this is loops and threads, facets. It is acrylic. It has halo. I got 2 of them. I don't need any more than 2 to make a sweater for a baby. Yes, it is acrylic. Does it feel like it? No. It is beautifully soft. Has lots of fuzziness to it. It is 100% acrylic. It does tell you to hand wash it. It does tell you to do not bleach, dry flat, do not iron. All of the things that are, you know, told to you with a halo type yarn. This colorway was calling me after the other one. It does not have the sparkle. It does not. Darn it. It is number 46, so it doesn't have a name. Well, maybe it does. Hang on. Violet. Violet. Okay, so I told you that I wanted to use my new needles, so I will. And then I will show you the sweater that I'm going to make. Now, I've made this sweater before, but not in this yarn and not in a color changing yarn. I think I made it in a solid. So it is going to be the eyelet lace, which I put a piece of paper on the page already. So here it is. It is out of this book, Baby Cardigans, Adorable Baby Cardigans book. And there's, I think, yeah, there's 9 in here. So I'm going to go ahead and cast this on. It does call for a 4 medium weight yarn. It calls for the size 8, which are 5mm needles. So it shouldn't take forever. I'm not using stocking or, sock yarn. So this one should go a little quicker. Anyway, my plan is not to leave any holes for buttons as I go this time. I'm going to leave the buttonholes off, and then I'm going to make buttonholes with my buttons through the fabric later on and see how that works. And the reason why is because I knit so loosely that my buttonholes are so big. that I always have to tighten them up later. So why make them if you just have to tighten them up later? So that is my plan. I'm going to use a 6 to 9 month size. And I already started a little piece of paper because I always do. So I have 2 other sweaters that I'm working on out of this book right now that are not done. So what, right? So what? All right, that's my haul for the week. I mean, you know, it's not like I intentionally buy something every week, because I don't. It just happened to be a week that I got a few things, and I wanted to do a new video with my new phone, so I did that. All right, well, wish me luck, and I will see you all on the live Sunday if I get this uploaded. I don't know if I will, but I'm going to try, because like I said, I got a new phone, and there are learning curves. So I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Take a moment out of each day, be creative, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.